Hey guys, welcome back to the third part of this revision series, how to say no in French. So in the first two videos, I talked about the basic form, ne pas, and where we should put the two words into a sentence. Specifically, we used the passive composite tense to demonstrate how to use the two words, ne pas, because it contains auxiliary verb, action verb. Also, we include the pronoun as the direct or indirect object to make the word order much more dynamic and complex. In the second video, we talked about more forms of ne pas, such as ne plus, ne jamais, ne rien, and at the beginning of this video, I want to introduce you something I forgot to mention last time. So if you still remember, previously I made an example where the pronoun is an object. I think the example is I didn't see anyone. Je n'ai pas vu. No, je n'ai vu personne. I didn't see anyone. But I forgot to make a further example in which personne can be a subject. So it doesn't have to be ne personne. It could be personne, ne, and plus verb plus do something. Let me just make a simple example. For example, no one was there. Personne n'était là. Personne n'était là. So it's like I didn't see anyone. No one was there. Je n'ai vu personne. Personne n'était là. So that's the thing I forgot to bring up in the previous revision. And also, before I do the final revision in this video, I need to introduce you a new concept. We didn't use it before. That is what I mean by new. That is subordinate clause. So firstly, you need to know what a clause is. So imagine you have a sentence like this. I like you. You have an object, you have a subject, you have a verb. I like you. This is a clause. A clause. The simplest form. Then let's make it more complicated. I like you even if you are not perfect. Now you can see there is a even if after I like you, and then after that it's you are not perfect. You have another verb, another subject. Anyway, so you definitely need a verb in a sentence. Those are the verbs. So those verbs are the indications of clauses. Okay, one clause, I like you. Another one, you are not perfect. And even if, it's called a subordinate conjunction. I'll give you another example. It's I like that. I like that. That is going to indicate there is a sentence behind it. This is a subordinate conjunction. I like that you go to like my video. I really like that. Okay, we got a new subject, verb, and going to do something. And in previous clause you have subject, you have verb here, and the whole thing, this clause is your object. It's a clause, and so in both of the examples, you have two clauses in each, and we call the first clause. We call this first clause the main clause, okay. And the second one, the subordinate clause. Okay, I like that. You go to like my video. Do it. I like that. Now you know what a subordinate clause is. Let's move on. In this video, we're going to talk about a very special case where you see only ne in a sentence. There are two cases, as far as I know. The first scenario, we call it explétif. In French grammar, it means it doesn't mean the same thing as it appears. In this case, it doesn't really mean negative. It's just used in this structure, but it's not necessary. Remember, it's not necessary. Explétif ne doesn't mean negative. Now let's jump to the first point. When it's used with a certain emotions, I'll say, like fear, for example, crainte, or when you have doubt, when you have doubts. Oops. Or you're trying to deny something. Nier. For example, j'ai la crainte que I'm afraid I can't go. Que je... Oh no, wait. Then I'll be negative. I'm afraid I'm ill. Je ne sois maladie. I'm afraid I'm ill. So you have here, you have this subordinate conjunction, you have subordinate clause, you have ne, and you have subjunctive tense, meaning it's not temporal. Okay. Remember, it's in this subordinate clause. It's not in the main clause. It's in the subordinate clause. It doesn't mean negative. So in this case, you might use ne. You might not want to use it. I don't know. Then the second point is it's in some comparison. It's also in a subordinate clause, but in this scenario, you want to compare something. So with this inequality, okay. For example, still in this clause, subordinate clause. And the third one is used with, for example, like avant que. It still can be in this subordinate clause. Avant que je n'ai, sorry. Avant que je ne l'ai vu, j'ai imaginé qu'elle soit plus grande. Before I saw her, I imagined she to be bigger. I imagined that she was bigger. Okay. I'm not so sure if I'm right or wrong, so I have to double check it. I need to confirm this in my grammar book. Right, apparently I need to use subjunctive tense. Also, here I will say j'imaginais. And était. I imagined she was bigger. Right. Because Google Translate says so. Okay, let's move on. For the rest cases, it's not explétif. So it really means ne used alone, and it means it indicates negative meaning. It's a negation. So the first point is when I can't remember. Oh, when you used with pouvoir or savoir, meaning you know how to do something, you can do something, or oser is there, and cesser means stop. You can. So you can use ne alone, but it's not it's not in a subordinate clause anymore. For example, je ne peux pas parler. Je ne peux pas parler beaucoup de français. I can't speak much French. You can also say je ne peux parler beaucoup de français, ou je ne sois beaucoup de français. I don't know much French. Then the second case would be you use it with what you call it, some kind of adverbial clause, meaning well, specifically here il y a. For example, you say it's 2 years since something happened, or depuis, since something happened. Since something happened, I haven't done something. So you notice that it happens in a subordinate clause again, right? And in the first one, usually you have number of years, or number like time, the time, maybe number of years, number of days, or something like that. But in the second sentence, it's since something happened. It's an action or something like that. It's an event, so it's like an event rather than a number of time. Right. So I would translate this into it's the amount of time. Like, for example, something have happened. It's like present perfect tense. This one is like since something happened, another thing have happened. So in English, this is like present perfect. The tense. Present perfect. For example, since I